All right, good morning. Can anybody hear me? Everybody's muted.
Hi.
Morning.
There we go.
Good morning.
There they go. They're coming out.
Yes.
Everyone's coming out. All right. Well, glad to be back. I was in Los Angeles all week last week. And let's see. Let's get right into it. Let's get my, there we go. Let's talk real estate. Let's see, what do we have today? Cinco de Mayo is coming up. So today is May 1st. So yeah, Cinco de Mayo is right around the corner. So I chose this for obvious reasons as the social media post of the day.
Delish.
Yeah. So tacos and shrimp and a margarita, or is that a beer? Oh, it's a beer because I can see the beer bottle. And jalapenos. Okay, so that's a very good picture. I would consider posting
Just
that.
4 days away.
That's gonna that says it all right there. All right, great. Let's get into this. And there is a message today. It's from the Mike Ferry people, and I'll kind of paraphrase it a little bit. And it's that today is May 1st, and that we have 4 months of the year completed. So that's 1/3. And if you have a good, strong second quarter, which we're in, you're going to make up for whatever took place or didn't take place back in January of this year. So let's look at a few points to get back on track. And the first one is understanding commitment, which is a key pillar in achieving your goals. And commitment to a business plan, which I hope you all have, committing to a work schedule, which I certainly hope you have, committing to achieving not only the financial goals you've set, but commitment to achieving your production goals, and they go together. And the point is that commitment is the attitude of someone who works very hard to support what they want to accomplish. Are you as committed today as you were back in January to the goals you have set? So that's presuming that January is the time you took the time to make those New Year's resolutions. You took the time to think about what you wanted to do in 2024. So this is an excellent time to take a hard look at that again, now that we're 1/3 of the way into the year, and get back on track. Did you have a slow start or a hiccup in your life take place that threw your business plan right out the window? You wouldn't be the only one. The next is mastering discipline, and that's the key to consistent success. It's a way of behaving, shows a willingness to follow or obey either a set of rules or standards that are being put into play in the work that we do. So, for example, do you have the discipline to follow your daily schedule from, say, 8 o'clock until noon? Do you have the discipline to follow the scripts that we recommend you use in pre-qualifying, listing presentations, and handling objections? The discipline, a way of behaving so that you're being able to follow the scripts or your calendar or your daily schedule. So think about now what your levels of discipline are in those areas. And finally, embracing competition in the real estate arena. I love this because being competitive is vitally important because we're in a highly competitive business. They'll have a strong desire to win or to be the best at something. So not everybody in real estate can be number one in their office, and not everybody wants to be number one, but that's not it. There are times when you have to be a little more competitive because you're going against somebody else that's trying to do the exact same thing that you're trying to do. Somebody's got to win. It ought to be you. So, for example, two of you could have a conversation working in different companies with the same potential buyer and or seller. It's not uncommon if you're a listing agency agent to be in a competitive situation, meaning that the client is talking to 2 or 3 other agents while they're talking to you. And the person that is most competitive, that has the strongest work ethic, that has the intensity, desire, and discipline and commitment is the one that's going to get the signed contract. Who's that? All hands. All right. Let's take advantage of the new year, what's expected to be a great real estate market and has so far proven to be a recovery market, and we're doing very well. Remember, treat your business like a business. And thank you for coming. All right, what do we got? I'm looking at 24 listings at a time when there's a terrible inventory shortage. We would sell so many more if we had more to sell. What's happening in Portland, Kung?
Things are definitely moving forward. We have a new transaction by Michelle Schock. Her Southeast 170th Avenue went back on the market, but went pending a couple days later. So congrats to Michelle.
Yeah.
We have a closing by Michelle Kovalev. Her buyer bought a lot and is probably going to be building a brand new house on it. So expect to see new construction coming up in the next couple months on that lot. We have a new listing coming up soon. I'm thinking next week from Faye. Will be a nice affordable condo in Southwest Portland. I believe it's going to be priced under 300. So if you have any buyers looking to purchase in the southwest part of Portland, reach out to Faye. She'll have some information.
Under 3 in Southwest.
Correct.
Nah, that's low.
And I'll also have a new listing in the Gresham area coming up next week as well. If you know any buyers looking in that area, send them my way. I'll get you some information. But we had a great month in April. A lot of closings, the most this year so far. So congrats to all of our agents.
All right, excellent. All right, good job, Portland office. And want to know how things are doing in Washington. And I'm going to pull up here this house. It looks like the Weasley's house out of Harry Potter, because the way it's photographed with the drone. That's a really good picture. What's going on in Washington?
Yeah, that's a listing that Cheryl took a little over a week ago, I believe, there in Cathlamet, and just a really nice area. It's, far enough away, but not too far. And then she also listed another one in Castle Rock, and it's $439,900. It's a ranch home in Castle Rock. So she's got 2 really great listings that are recent. And for closings, we had Barb closed one, a vacant land. And we have about 5 or 6 in escrow that are going to be closing fairly soon. So got lots of closings coming for May, and April was a good closing month as well.
Excellent. Excellent. Congratulations, everybody in Washington. Just enjoying this house. It looks like a new Victorian style, or is it old? I don't know.
Well, let me tell you, it is actually built in 1985.
They wanted
Oh,
Victorian.
wow, they did a really good job of that
Yeah.
Victorian. Yeah, very custom.
They got the windows down. Oh, that's a beautiful house.
Yeah, that's a
It's a
beautiful.
Victorian farmhouse on the Columbia River.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a stunner.
All right. Okay, good luck. I hope that sells quickly. Mario, good to see you. How are things in Idaho?
Well, Augie has 4 homes that he's working on listing, and Shauna has 2.
Okay.
Pendings, we have Lee wrote an accepted offer on a home in Caldwell, and Jeff received an offer that was accepted on his listing on Brookside Drive.
Excellent.
Very good.
Excuse me. And I paid Lee this morning. I love to wake up to a first thing in the morning to process a closing.
Nice.
And just here's an example. Beautiful photography. Camera up way up high. That's interesting. interesting. This person is very artistic in taking the photographs. This Idaho house. So very,
Either that or they're really tall.
well,
Or they're
yeah, it's a
just
very tall
person.
person, which is an advantage in
Thanks.
photographer.
John Arsakish.
All right. All right, good job. So 24 listings. That's where we've been for probably at least the past 6 months. And get more listings. Very good.
Mhm.
Very good. Just quickly, the office events, the Superstar Retreat is in Las Vegas for Mike Ferry in July. Also in July is a Century 21 Florida experience. I just put that up there in case anybody finds themselves in Florida with nothing to do. And the same thing for the Realtors Expo in Boston, November. And I think Nick, our friend, might go to that. We have a friend of our company who's very active with the Realtor associations.
Mhm.
I'd be curious if Lisa's going to that.
Did she mention that, Kung? I'm not sure if she's going to go to that one. Possibly.
I can ask her next time we see her.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Those are big conventions.
Right.
And this one will be very interesting with all this talk about realtors in the last year or so. And so what are we doing in the branches? Kung, do you have anything scheduled?
We do. We have our May Lunch and Learn scheduled for the 30th, the last Thursday of the month. We're going to have representatives from OREF back at the office. They're going to present their new buyer's representation packet. There'll be some changes to the forms in Oregon. And, I think it's going to be a good way to prepare for the due changes that are coming in July. So definitely mark it in your calendar, show up, and it'll be an hour and a half CE credit this time. There's a lot of information to present, a lot of important stuff. So hopefully you guys can make it.
Good. Good.
Nice.
Okay. Donna?
Yeah, we have a lunch and learn scheduled for this Friday.
Friday.
And it is hosted by Chicago Title, and it will be, the title of it is called Perennials, and it's how to deal with senior citizens. And they're going to take us through the process of how to deal better with that group of people. Our baby boomers that are 42% of the home sellers in 2022. So you know that there's still a lot of people out there waiting to move and to relocate, downsize, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very good. Very good. Mario, is anything coming up?
Yeah, we wanted to do a lunch and learn when you and Nick are going to be in town. Is that the 23rd, 24th, or is the 16th, 17th? I did speak to Fidelity. They're willing to do a presentation on some of the services and that they provide for agents, and they have a partner that came up with an app that provides safety for agents. It's kind of like if an agent's going to do an open house or show a house, there's an app available by this manufacturer that enables them to be tracked, with other agents, perhaps a broker, just friends, so that they know that they're at a particular location. And so the developer of this particular app is willing to present their app for the meeting that works with Fidelity as well. So we can have two presentations, one by the developer of the app and one by Sam Tristan, who at Fidelity, that can also provide information to agents of services that they can do as well for us. We just need to confirm the date, whether that's going to be the 16th, 17th, or the 23rd, 24th. I think if you want the developer to present, which they're willing to come and do, I think the best day was the 23rd, 24th. for them, but they're willing to work with us too. So
Okay. Well, if you're just waiting on me, let's do it the 23rd or the 24th.
great. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let them know.
Excellent. That's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, that'll be fun too.
Okay. All right, let's go to stats, our favorite thing, which is why we're here. I've got the updated RMLS for the Portland Metro and for Clark County for March. Those statistics are in now. The news is 7.17. Spin that any way you want. It's 7.17. Mortgage rates continued to climb this week, staying above 7 for the second week in a row. The 30-year rate has increased by more than 0.5 percentage point since January. Freddie Mac says buyer demand has been fairly steady, and many home buyers are adjusting to the higher rate environment. Of course they are. So that's good news. That's good news. There's the chart, puts it in perspective. Climbing a little bit. Still anticipated by most people to have some rate decreases this year. Still very early in the year. So when they said this year, they meant this year, not any day. The consumer price index was a little bit disappointing news. Excuse me, last time, 3.2. They're looking for 2%. The absorption rate is even a little more in the Portland Metro and Portland Metro, 2.3 months of inventory, solidly a seller's market. So it favors sellers. Let's see. So the NAR Economist report, housing market exhibits notable seasonality trends that can significantly impact both buyers and sellers. Let's have a look at that. Cool. What did you find interesting in this report?
It's a great report on the trends that happen throughout the year. Us realtors who have been doing this for a while know that there are ups and downs depending on the season, and we know that during the spring and summer months is when it's peak. Peak season is actually April through June, and that's when the activity is the highest. And this article tells you, some of the reasons why that is. Families are the school year's over. Families want to find their new home, so they're ready to have their kids in the school district they want. More people have time to look at houses, but according to the economists, sellers during this time it's a good time because they have a higher demand during the season, which often means sellers can ask for higher prices. Homes also tend to sell faster during this peak season. For buyers, although there are more homes available for sale, the market is more competitive, with multiple offers and bidding wars becoming the norm for desirable properties. During the months of July through September, the market is still high, but there are different reasons why it's a little bit slower. It's still a good time to sell during the strong demand during the season for sellers. And for buyers, also, although competition remains high, data shows that it starts to ease towards the end of the summer, leading to a slightly better negotiating power and more opportunities for buyer. The median days on the market increases to 37 days in September. And once we hit the fall, which is October through November, it slows down a little. Kids are back in school, and the weather starts to be colder, so not as many people are out there. But for sellers, although there are fewer buyers in the market, these are serious buyers actively seeking to purchase a property, and they're usually ready and able to commit when they find the right property. For buyers, there's less competition, which can lead to better deals. While homes are not selling as fast as during the summer, sellers may be more willing to negotiate. And of course, as we know, when we reach the holiday season, that's when our slowest time is. This is usually December through February. For sellers, selling in winter can be challenging. While fewer homes are available for sale, sellers might benefit from less competition in the market. For buyers, though, they have more negotiating power as homes stay longer on the market. It takes approximately 49 days to sell the typical home in the US. So, it's always good to know these patterns that happen throughout the year, so you can be ready for whatever your seller needs. Sellers, it's always a good time to sell. We know that. But some of these factors that happen throughout the year is good information for our clients, buyers or sellers. The other thing that this article notes is that sometimes, depending on the region, the discrepancies or the changes aren't as drastic, especially in the West. Our seasons are pretty stable. We don't have drastic changes such as like -degree weather, harsh winters and hot summers. So, our seasonality changes aren't as drastic in the West, which is good. Pretty stable. But all of this information is good to know. So definitely utilize some of the statistics and some of the charts when presenting to your clients, buyers or sellers.
Excellent. I have a lot of things we already knew as far as that goes. But it's good information. So this is really good information for your clients and
For
good
sure.
talking points. All right. Excellent. Thank you. And let's see, who has a microphone? Let's see, Nick, do you have a microphone?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, Nick, how is the market in the Portland Metro?
We are seeing increasing home prices as interest rates are expected to drop this year. Portland is currently a seller's market due to a shortage of inventory. The average days on the market is up to 91 days, down from 89. So not a whole lot of change there. With 2 to 3 months of inventory. The median home prices have increased 2% over the last year, from 514.9 to 225. The interest rates are currently 7.17 and are expected to go down slightly over time.
Is it a great time to list?
It certainly is.
Okay. Very good. It's a great time to list. Still favorable to sellers. Buyers benefit from, well, I put dropping prices. That may not be the thing to say today because they're going up, but they're going up modestly compared to some things we've seen. So that's good.
Right.
Market stats. I have market stats for all 4 of our offices. And so use those as they're appropriate to you. And as for training, we have some upcoming training. We have Accelerate coming up May 6th, Virtual Go List in June, 21-day challenges to be announced. And there is some more stuff here on social and MoxieWorks. And so very good. So Shauna, you did you have anything to share on those new things we were talking about, or do you want to go right into a business basics?
Well, I could do either. I didn't know if you had seen I had written out some objection handling, but we can do that at a different time if you want, or we can do this today.
Let's do that next time, and I'll put it under because I've kind of got a permanent item here for buyer presentations because those are going to be in flux for some time now, how to talk to buyers and what we're going to say. So let me add that to that conversation, your feedback from the public on the new way of presenting our stuff.
Yeah, it's just it's awkward, and people are feeling having a hard time bringing up the buyer agency agreement right from the very beginning. So I've got some really good stuff written out that you can pick and choose what you want to say, so that you're talking about their objections or you're just putting their minds at ease.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, I hope no one's thinking too much about that because we have to do that. We have to get that buyer agreement signed, or we don't have a buyer, we don't have a client, and we're just having coffee. We're not doing anything.
I mean, it's just gonna be part of it, just like you would pre-qualify them to make sure they have either a loan in place or or the cash, the proof of funds, it's just gonna be part of what we do now. It's not complicated at all, really.
It's much better because the ambiguity is gone. Well, when do I do it? When do I have this conversation? Because people don't like to sign things. They don't like to feel committed. And now there's no choice. Every single realtor is going to say, sign here before we even talk. So it's easy. So some things are going to be an improvement for us.
On that note, Lisa Nishioka and myself are going to be on the Realized Gains podcast that will be premiering soon.
And when are we going to see that?
Well, it was shot yesterday and it is in editing. And
Okay.
it has a website and it also has an Instagram page, but you can also watch this podcast wherever you get your podcast.
Do you want to make an event? Do you want me to go rent the popcorn machine
Yes.
street and have
I will
some?
announce the official date. I believe it's going to roll out over 3 weekends.
Okay.
Realized Gains.
Well, oh, so it's a mini series.
That's right.
Okay. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes.
What did you guys go
I
over?
hope so.
Yeah, what was it?
The reason I brought it up is it's going to cover just what we talked about. It's going to cover how to approach the buyers with this new buyer's agreement. And we talk a little bit about Century 21 North Star. And we talk about several things about working with clients and concerns that agents have.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. So stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So this is part of our series. This is number 3, Sphere of Influence. Probably the most important part of the business. If you're going to get into real estate, start collecting your clients and start creating that database and that sphere of influence and cultivating it, because that is the path to a lifelong career. Shauna, let's get started. What do you got?
Remember, past clients and center of influence are our personal gold mines. Yes, it is. For me personally, it's been definitely what keeps it going during the slower times too. Just that extra person in your pocket that will refer you or call you when they need something. And it's not always, we were talking about this. What a great time to reach out to people in your sphere and tell them about the laws that have changed in your state and what people can expect. And if they have friends or family who are, wondering what's happening, here you go. Here's what we are doing now. Just reach out and talk to everybody.
Yeah, one
And-
thing I found was, especially in the last, the end of last year and beginning of this year, that's about all that was selling was past clients and center of influence. That's kind of when the market took a turn or when the market condition changed, that's kind of all we had. And those were the people that were selling who had a strong database and who had a well-established career.
Right.
Absolutely. Okay, next.
Treat your past clients and center of influence with respect because they are an asset that will allow your business to grow. Yeah.
Okay.
That's for sure. Remember the 10% rule. 10% of your prospects will give you business every year if you will ask for it. And, I think we've sat and done the math on that. It could be a lot. You need to be reaching out because 10% of all those people in your database, that could be thousands and thousands of dollars of commission for you.
It is. And we have done the math. And when we go to a seminar with Mike Ferry, they do the math. And it's really the only explanation for how there are people up there who sell 50 houses a year, 75 houses a year. This is the only explanation for that. And this is how they do it. That they have been at it and they know how to work that database and how to cultivate it and how to build it. Yeah, what's next?
Don't hesitate to call the ones that you haven't spoke to in a while. They haven't been waiting for your call.
Get
It's
over it.
always, it's always awkward, huh? So yeah, just give them a call and then you'll find out that, oh, they're happy to hear from you. They're not sitting around thinking, why has Shauna not called me for, 8 months? I'm so upset. They're not doing that. They're not thinking about you. So just reach out and call because that is how you're going to be on their mind when they hear someone talk about real estate.
Yeah.
Very
Very true. Very true. The next one's interesting. What's that?
If you have staff, is that the one you want me to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have staff, have each of them develop their own center of influence list and add them to your own personal list.
Yeah. Good thing to keep in mind.
Right.
Everybody's on the same team if you have a team or you have a staff.
Or just, your very top people, like I would call those people my A+, your VIPs. Those people are not your staff, but they're the people that are going to refer the most to you. So ask them for some people to put in your database for sure. They're happy to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We must speak to all past clients and center of influence 4 times a year. Yeah.
Speak to them. So this one says we must speak to them.
Yeah, and that's not always easy to do, but you should make the attempt and at least call them. I found it a good way to get them on the phone because not everybody has time when you're making your calls. So this is a good tactic. You just give them a quick text the week before you're going to do your calls the next week and say, hey, do you have a couple minutes to talk next week? Would Monday at 10 or 12 work for you? And most likely they're going to figure out a time like, oh yeah, I can take my lunch on Monday at noon to give you a quick call. What's up? And then you can just say, I just want to keep in contact. I just want to make sure that you know that I'm still, doing real estate and making my calls, trying to get some business. Do you happen to know anybody that's wanting to buy or sell real estate? And you don't have to say in the next 7 to 10 days, but you can if you want.
Can if you want. Start with the next 7 to 10 days because I got work to do. Yeah. And that goes with that. Send them a note or postcard 4 times a year that said, just wanted to remind you.
Yeah, the mail outs are huge. I think everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people know I sent something out this last year that was very controversial because it was a butterfly in a card and it flew out and some of the people were really scared by it. I got 1 hate mail.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I did. But that person has never referred me and it's the only time she's reached back out to me. So I guess I'm not missing out on too much because most people enjoyed it and
Who would have known?
and they passed it along to try to scare other people with it. So yeah, so the mail outs are a good way to keep in contact in addition to your phone calls. I never not do that. That is a huge part of my business is the mail outs.
So you broke the ice with her by hitting her in the face with a butterfly.
Whatever works.
You got her talking.
She hates me now. It's okay though. I mean, I have a good sized database and, like I said, she's never referred me yet. So
But she's talking about you.
That's right.
Negative
right.
publicity is better than no publicity. I don't know.
Well, right. One of those.
Yeah, okay. I like that. And I don't know if it talks about this much in a year, but yeah, plan out You can plan out your whole year. You know how I love to have an annual calendar and plan out, and you got 4 quarters. So just do something every quarter, and it's you can have a theme, you can have a message for your past clients and database for each quarter of it, you know, whatever it is. Obviously, you're going to have the urgent messages, the important things are going to be what the interest rates or what the market conditions are. But you can do other things, and so we have some people working on that we can have events that we participate in. You can invite your clients as friends, charitable events as the Oregon Humane Society Doggy Dash. You could make that your theme for the quarter, is to tell everybody what the interest rates are, tell them the things that you're participating in, and by the way, when do you plan to sell, and who do you know that has planning to sell? And that's it. You've done it. You can make those calls very quickly. And that they also, if you do that, they know this, things are happening in your world. You know, you've got events going on, you're on top of the market. So think about it, looking at it that way. Plan a theme for it, like a marketing campaign.
I like being able to share just a little bit more than just the real estate part of your life with people. They appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's this one?
If you're not going to call them 4 times a year and offend them with your marketing, ask for referrals, remove them from your list. Okay, like, yeah, I did remove her from my list. She's gone. She's no longer in there because she doesn't want to hear from me. She made that very clear. So don't struggle with calling people that you don't want to, because there's other people. Spend your time with the people that matter.
Yeah. Yeah. And that leads to the next one. That'll help you with the next one.
Always make the calls with high levels of energy and enthusiasm. Yeah. So people are attracted to happy people with energy. They don't like, hey, it's Shauna, just calling to see how you're doing. That's not going to go very far. So you want to call and have something fun to talk about. Plan it ahead a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Determine who on your list provides the highest number of referrals and contact them monthly. Yes. And maybe even do something special for them. Take them to coffee, plan a happy hour. So,
Right.
I mean, I just started another group. I need more social activity, but that's kind of a sarcasm. But I started another group. I didn't start it. I got invited to it, which I'm really glad. It's book club. And wow, what a great opportunity. There's like 12 people and it's exclusive. Nobody can invite anybody else. It's just, and you can't even talk about it around everybody because not everybody's invited. So you feel kind of special to belong to that group. And definitely going to be, passing out some of my propaganda and offering services to those new friends.
And now here's a technical one here. And of course, determining, like you talked about, determining who on your list provides the highest number of referrals, that's a refinement. It's really nice to get to that point, that where you've done so much work on your database and you're having these conversations that you can start to dig in and do some statistical work on who's bringing you the most. But
It
I like
should become obvious who is.
it'll be
right?
obvious. Yeah, you'll know. You'll
And
know.
it's worth the time to do all that work. It took me a year over this last year to get everything into Moxie and done that way, but it's working like a machine now. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. What does it say? Consider creating an A and a B list. Absolutely. Call your A list every 30 days and your B list every 90 days. Let them know if they're on the A list. Absolutely.
They want to know. They want to know. They love being, and I don't have just A, I have A+, A, B, C, D, I have them all. And the ones that are in D are gone, basically. And then I have just a list of people that are just leads that I've really never talked to, but they're a lead. They came in on either century21.com or on just somebody gave me some name or phone number and I haven't really worked with them. They're just a lead. So yeah, the people that are on that A+ list, they need to know how important they are.
Right. Okay, what's next?
Talking to them, always bring value to each call. Plan your calls effectively. Determine themes for your call based on what is happening in your marketplace. Bring value to the calls to make your calls easier, more fun, and create better communication.
Yeah. Nice, nice.
Yeah, if anybody has any ideas, like what they want to talk about right now, share it with the group because we all need ideas and, we kind of get stuck in our own little thing. If anybody has any ideas of themes right now.
Yeah, what would be good? What would be good? Nick, you're always good with themes.
Well, I don't know. It's May. It's time. Gardening is a thing right now, right? Gardening's coming up.
Gardening
Lots
is
of people like to
Yeah,
talk about gardening.
the seasonal ones, the topical ones.
Seasonal are a big deal.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people garden. They do make, if you think about your mailing, if you're going to do a quarterly mailing, which is recommended, there is no end to realtor cards that are seasonally based and theme based. And you could look at those for inspiration. So many traditionally they're recipes and gardening tips and things like that.
Yeah, like include in your, I want to do a mail out and I think I want to get some seeds or something to send out to people. Something clever that way. If anybody has any good ideas, let me know.
That's a classic realtor gift.
It
You
is.
can get those seeds that are like in paper. Have you seen those? Like it'll be like a paper pulp and it's got a bunch of different kinds of seeds in it. So you just plant that in the dirt and it grows it sprouts a bunch of different kinds of flowers.
Those are great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Yeah, and Kat is the one that thought of the butterfly idea, just so everybody knows. Lots of good ideas, huh, Kat?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I would definitely be interested in going in on some bulk of that type of those cards with the seeds in it. If anybody,
Yeah.
put it
They're
in the
flat
chat. Let me
too,
know.
and they don't make noise, because if you had seed packets, it would just be, or you can't really do loose seeds either. That would be silly in a card.
Yeah. So it's not going to scare anybody.
No.
Right.
Calming gift this May.
That's right. And now set a goal to build. This is ambitious, but I like it. Set a goal to build your list to at least 1,000 names over the next couple of years. That's a lot. Remember, 10% of this list equals 100 transactions. So yeah, keep that in mind, what 1,000 would look like. And compare that to how many you have today. And then think about the best way to add quality names to that list. And then you'll start putting those goals together as seeing the value of it.
Yeah. 10% of that list equals 100 transactions.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, wow is right. What's the next one?
Your best opportunity for referrals is right after you get the listing signed. Yeah, that's something that people don't even think about, or even you just signed around a deal with a buyer. It doesn't matter. The best time to ask for referrals is in the beginning, right away. Like somebody's super excited about just winning, the bid or getting multiple offers. And so that's the best time. So, hey, do you know anybody else? I'm trying to build my database. Be just honest with them. This is what I do for, a living. I need more referrals. Can you think of anybody?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the
I
time.
think that's a great idea. Honesty.
Let's see. Ask your clients for referrals while they are present clients. instead of waiting for the transaction to close. This is when you have the highest level of relationship with them and they have the highest interest in discussing real estate with you. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Okay, what's next?
We have to be specific when asking for referrals if we expect to get them. Yeah, that's definitely Mike Ferry, within 7 to 10 days, I need, people with 7 to 10 days, but I feel like if you just ask, it's good. Just keep asking. Then they expect it. I actually have people when I text them for the meeting call, they're like, I don't have anybody to give you right now. They'll just text me right back and tell me that. Because they know I'm gonna ask.
Okay, so Shauna, go ahead and quickly read through the rest of them.
If you are not able to reach your past clients and center of influence, you can leave them a message. This lets them know that you're thinking about them. Yes. Or
That's
text
a good
them.
idea. Yeah.
Yep. Upon closing each transaction, have a specific call schedule in place that will define your level of service and build a bridge for future business. For example, call them on the day of closing, 7 days later and 14 days after. So yeah, I have some calls to make today. I need to. They did the survey, so they get their gift. I'm going out. Remember, they are not waiting for your call, so don't be disappointed if they don't respond as quickly as you want. Work work at being consistent with your calls. That will make their quality. I'm not sure I understand that.
Oh, be
But-
consistent with the calls that you make and
That you make. Okay. I read it wrong because it got scrolling while I was reading. My eyes lost track. In talking to these people, you have to work with them so they will call you immediately whenever they have someone they know that wants to buy or sell. Yeah, just keep in front of them.
yeah.
Always ask permission to call them on a regular basis, as it will prepare them for your calls, obviously.
I love that. Yeah, and then it's normal that you called.
Mhm,
They're
mhm.
expecting it and they know it. And also, they know it won't take too long. If you do your first couple of calls properly and let them go without a long story, they'll be kinder the next time you call, and they'll know what you're going to ask, and they may even have thought about it. They may even say, oh yeah, next time Shauna calls, I'll tell her about somebody I know. That's possible.
Right. It is. Yeah, and to build your center of influence, ask everyone that you do business with for business in return. So you're asking, your vendor, people you're working with, people that you're giving business to. When a past client or center of influence gives you a referral, be sure to call them back and thank them, even if you do not get the listing or sale. So just the opportunity is big. Absolutely.
Yep.
Your business or your listing appointments to listing taken ratio will improve, and that is for sure. Mine did a lot after I started working on my scripting, and how important it is to know what to say. That's what will set you apart from everybody else, is knowing what to say. When you're talking to your center of influence, they're gonna feel your confidence for sure. The last one is build a reputation as a real estate resource among the everybody.
Right.
Everybody.
Absolutely, among everybody. Okay.
To add to that too, like if you're gonna be sitting and making your calls, call somebody that likes you a lot for the first one, so that you set your tone and it doesn't make you dreading it. Have the people that you like the most in your very top of the hour.
Right. Okay, good. Well, a good session today, some analytical thought into the basic business processes, some good news to take to your clients. And of course, I'm recording this. I will send out, we're getting more and more views online, which is good. And we want to continue that. So if you talk to anybody who's not here, remind them that it's online, that the blog is online, and all of this information.
Yeah, I think that people are getting busier and busier, which is great. So probably see those views go up, huh?
All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.